Shalom, Kahalo Yahal Bashim Yahweh Bahashim Kodash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders who came before them that taught us his truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word in truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. All right, so this lesson is going into the MOTB and the C-hip. All right, one of the last major prophecies that must come to pass. And what people don't understand is you're watching it happen in these other countries, if you will. All right, whatever they're calling a color revolution in Iran, whatever's going on in Iran, what's going on is social engineering or social credit. They're about to push a social credit score, which goes into CBDC, which goes into programmable currency, which goes into you must, in order to participate in the CBDC, you must have a C-hip. Okay? It all works hand in hand. So what's going on in China right now, where fools are just rising up and saying, hell no, because we're locked down. They're going to lock you down and force you if you don't take that C-hip. Okay, what's going on with the uprisings? Those are the ones that don't want to take it. They're not acquiescing. Those are the ones going to the C camps. Okay, and you're watching it right now. All right, that's what they're doing. And why is China still on 0% CV lockdown? Okay, the lockdown is we can say you got CV and take you to the camp. What are they going to do when they take you to you? They're not worried about you being sick. They're worried whether or not you're going to play ball. They're going to force you to take that C-hip. All right? That's what's going on over there. They're not going to come out and say it. And it all starts and deals with what? Your social credit score. So if you don't want to wear your hijab in Iran, that deals with your social credit score. Then you can't spend no money. The money that you have to prove that you have, that's stored on your C-hip. That's where this whole thing is going. A slow push towards the hour of temptation. So we're going to start right here, Revelation 3 and 10. All right? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Don't take the C-hip. Or to push this 100% doctrine, okay, this 100% truth. Who else is doing that? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Who else is teaching this? If you're not teaching that the MOTB is the C-hip, you are not keeping the word of the Most High's patience. Okay? You're not doing it. You were told, right, to warn them from me. You're not warning them. You're saying it's okay. It's okay to keep your money. And the only way you could do that is through this C-hip, so it can't be the MOTB. That's your line of reasoning. But what's going on? Why are there uprisings? Right? Let's get that. When you shall see what? This is how close we are to the end. Okay? Let's go right here to 2 Ezra 9 and 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, earthquakes are off the charts, and uproars of the people in the world. Okay? What are we dealing with? The end. The very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. The end. Okay? Esau is the end. Second Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followed? The end of the world. When is it? Okay. This is what we're dealing with. The end of the world as we know it. All right. Jump down to 9. For Esau is the end of what? The world. We're dealing with the end. When is the end of the world? Esau is the end of the world. Keep your eye on this guy. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's the kingdom of heaven. All right. So what is this guy doing? He's trying to hold on to his world. How? Through trying to be like the Most High. By trying to control everything. Where you are, how much you eat, how. Through the MOTB. That system. He's trying to bring in his system. All right? Plain and simple. And we're supposed to be watching. Go back. Can I go back? To 9. Second Ezra 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently. How? Okay, with these prophecies in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, okay, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, it's visitation time. Why? Because of the uproars. Where is it? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, let's get the uproars. Right, and this is nothing new. What is this? Chinese police.
A Chinese police post in the center of New York City. Lawmakers.
All right, not that. That was last week. Let's go here. Okay, and we're going to go through these first to establish what they are trying to. This guy is going to explain it completely. I don't know how many people go into the MOTB, the CHIP, but if it's dealing with money, you can't buy or sell. This is dealing with money. What money? CBDC money. Okay? Digital money. Computer money. Computer what? Computer CHIP money. All right? Let's watch this.
The next inevitable step, which again I don't think is good, is a dictatorship.
They're going to do that through a method where it doesn't look like a dictatorship, like a social credits.
The dictatorship is the NWO, where this guy gets to act as though he's God. The Most High is the dictator that allows you to do or not do, or live or not live. And this devil, he's trying to be like the Most High.
System that's attached to a centralized digital currency.
That's right.
You see Maxine Waters the other day talking about a digital currency.
That's right.
To compete with China.
They can delete you. They want to delete. Yeah. They've always wanted to delete you. Like I used to, a couple of weeks ago, I was getting 100,000.
The Most High is the one that deletes, to whom belong the issues of death. All right? He's trying to be like the Most High.
Views on an Instagram story. Now I'm getting 30. I don't know what happened, but they just shut something off. They could just shut things off.
Yeah. They could just shut things off, so it doesn't matter how many views you get, ASAP. All right? If you get 2 views and one suddenly disappears while you're watching, then you know the whole thing is a farce. Then you know that you're doing the work of the Lord. They don't care if you're pushing lies. They care if you're pushing truth. So when your views, right, are non-existent and you're being shadow banned completely and your page is getting taken down, then you're doing the work of the Most High. If you're selling fringes and getting thousands of views, nobody cares about you. All right, they want you to continue pushing lies.
There's these weird things that they do, and you notice it on YouTube. So they want to be, and eventually they want to fuck with your money. They want to fuck with your money because that's the heart and soul of what they can do. So
control. Okay, if I can control whether you have money or not, why does Jake have no money? Because the Most High made us the tail. Okay, he can do that. This devil wants to be like the Most High. He wants to determine who can eat, who can't eat. All right, this is what he's going for in his last stretch. All right, he's trying to offset the prophecies.
Centralized currency or whatever it is, they will just enforce compliance by the terrifying reality that they can take it all from you.
This guy, Kanye West. They're using Kanye West to show what they're about to do from the top down. So that whole thing, right, is it's a psyop. The whole Kanye thing is a psyop showing you what they're going to do. Shut down your bank account, take all of your businesses away, and lay you flat. You can't feed your kids no more, right? And that's what Shaq was talking about. Hey, take care of your family. You can't feed your kids. Don't talk about me, right? I'm finna be a good boy and shut up and do what they tell me to do. Hoping that this world order continues on. This nigga probably got 2 and 3 chips already.
Immediately.
And there's got to be we know there's coordination between Twitter and the White House.
The next inevitable step,
Okay, let's go back. Let's go to this one. Now, he's going to speak on Andrew Tate. Now, when he speaks on Andrew Tate, whenever he says Andrew Tate, put Kanye West in there.
Look, it's no longer conspiracy theory. It's no longer a bunch of people hiding in their basement making wild, crazy videos, QAnon, and all that other stuff you want to say. This is real, cold, hard, raw reality in your face. And this is happening here in America and now all over the world, and that is a social crediting system.
It's going down in China, right? China is so far ahead of us that you could look to them and say, well, what are they? They've been locked down. They're being totally subjugated. They're being forced into social credit, CBDC, all of these things. And it's not just these other countries. You think it's not coming here? Right? They're getting their ducks in a row. It's easier to do that to a bunch of Chinese people. It's harder to do it with a bunch of people that got guns and all different nationalities. All right? That's the difference between Babylon the Great and what's going on over there in the land of Moab.
And Andrew Tate happens to be the person that they pinned it on, and they did it to first and used him as a public example. Now, I don't care if you like him or dislike him, want him gone forever, or you want him back. That's
Kanye West.
And not what this is about. Now, we all know he was banned from all social media platforms. He wasn't given a chance to challenge it, whatever. He was kicked off that. But here's what you don't know. On top of that, his Venmo, his PayPal, his Stripe, all those accounts were shut down. His Uber Eats, his Airbnb was all shut down. He got emails from his banks that his savings, his checking, and his investments were all shut down because he spoke out against a global system of elites. And like that, they turned on the social crediting system and wiped him. Look,
Okay, Kanye West. And what they're doing, he knows what he's involved in. They're not doing it to him, and he's unknowing. Right, they're using him. He's bigger than, and who is Andrew Tate compared to Kanye West? They might have started with Andrew Tate, right? But Kanye West is reaching far more people. This is international, all right? I don't know who Andrew Tate is. All right, we're gonna listen to this girl.
Your money is about to be rejected. This is because we're moving towards a social credit score system. This means you will receive either a number or a score. So,
A number or a score. Your number is recorded on that C-hip. Where are you going to keep your number at? Where's your number going to show up at? How are they going to pin that number on? How are they going to know how much money you have, how much money you spent without knowing everything. They have to be able to have a mark. There's that word, all right, that identifies you, an ID, digital ID. That's what's coming.
You say the wrong thing, like the wrong thing on social media, or don't do as you're told, like take the magic medicine, your score will go lower. And people with low scores won't be allowed to purchase certain items. This is all possible with a central bank digital currency, a programmable cryptocurrency that is entirely in the control of your government. So, when your social credit score falls too low, your money will be programmed to be used against you. Central bank digital currencies allow for an unprecedented amount of control, discrimination, and coercion. Your money.
All right. Now this guy is he's gonna take it to another level, but he's probably singing in Cantonese. All right. So we're gonna read the captions, starting with this: your execution is tomorrow. It's just a couple of seconds. Let's see what he's saying. I'm gonna read it out loud.
Super Idol
Hi, I'm Super Idol.
笑容都没你
I've been sent by the Chinese government.
的天马宇宙的阳光都没你耀
And he
眼，
told
热爱
me
105
your social credit is very low.
度的你，滴滴青春
Your execution is tomorrow.
正流血。
And that is not a joke. Okay. He probably was sent. All right. That was very well. That was a recording that somebody put together. That's not him on somebody's camera phone. Right? That's a video. All right. And you got to be able to see through things like that. So with that, let's go to the main three. Here's the main three. You got Canadian Prepper, you got Skeletor at full spectrum, and then you got Off Grad with Paul and Adrian. Okay, so where do we start? Let's start with okay. Dub 3 looms, lockdowns. Lockdowns where? Look, China's insane lockdown. This goes to social credit. Whatever's going on in Iran, right? It goes to social credit. Oh, you're not going to wear your hijab? Your social credit goes there. This is all engineering, social engineering, letting you know. See, because everybody's going to get a CBDC. He causeth all. That means the world, all right? The whole world. Here we go. Let's see what this is.
Over the past 6 months.
So lock it. Commercial. Bear with me.
And Prepper here, back again with your daily dose of doom and gloom, and hopefully once all the dust settles on all of this madness, bloom. It's not just doom and gloom, it's also about bloom. That is the end goal with preparedness, but there still is a long way to fall because we are unfortunately in the age of consequences. Now, I've been very busy in the last 72 hours working on a variety of other projects, which is why I haven't released any daily update videos like this, but a lot has been going on. We've been working on things of a more applied preparedness nature, if you will. Things such as, and not limited to, firearms training, procurement, because of course we're about to be completely neutered by the Canadian government in that respect. We're talking about testing out body armor, camping gear, winter camping gear, doing some ice fishing, going out and doing some collaborations with Arcopia and their passive solar greenhouse that they finally completed. Also doing other collaborations with channels like The Container Guy.
Okay, Salaki, so I don't see him bringing up any articles, so let me sift through this, see if I can get to China.
Avian flu can be as high as 100, meaning one bird can infect as kind of testing right now. It seems pretty insane if they are at this point. If they're making a virus, an avian flu virus, that I should add has a 60% fatality rate in.
Okay, and this is how they're going to bring in these lockdowns, just like they did the last one. All right? These V's, if you will. The Miley Cyrus.
Now, most people probably came here for my thoughts on World War III, Russia, Ukraine. Things have been relatively calm there recently, and that is because it's the muddy season.
Okay, yeah, they're waiting for the ground to freeze. All right, but what about China?
In the next couple months, exactly where Russia stands, and
let's get to China.
Even though the Republicans now control, is it that they control the House? What do? I don't know. Create some sort of pact with the UN, the International Atomic Energy Agency, to control this region and create a safe. So that, I think that's the first acknowledged, or not acknowledged, but the first obvious indication of Chinese support for materiel to the Russian military fight. The Belarusian pro-Western foreign minister has died, and I say pro-Western in a relative sense. He was not really pro.
Where's the blackout?
There is also a sign. I just read a story. Up until now, China hasn't directly been providing Russia with any drones to Ukraine. They're likely going to see, maybe not in the short term, not right after the price cap goes into effect.
Slovakia.
They're building these massive COVID detention camps. Some of them.
This. Okay. Why CV? All right. That's the smoke screen. This is about social credit. This is about the changing over of the monetary system. What's going on in China right now? Social credit. Okay, CBDC. If you're not on board, you go to the C camp. This is not about a so-called Miley Cyrus that makes you sick for 2 weeks. This is life-threatening.
I cannot believe the price of freeze-dried food compared to what it was just 3 years ago. I got my pricing.
This is all doom and gloom.
Except Harvest Right freeze dryers, because those things are so expensive to ship. Anyways, we have record COVID infections in China. 412 million people still under lockdown after.
You hear this? Can you imagine if Babylon the Great, also known as the United Snakes of America, can you imagine if we were still doing what started in 2019? That's what's going on in China right now. So it's not real. It doesn't have to do with some Miley Cyrus. This. Okay? It's not about that. All right? The people in China, first of all, the majority of all of those people are Chinese people. Okay? Not like here, where you got blacks, you got whites, you got Chinese, you got Japanese, you got Asians, you got everybody over here. And everybody has a gun. It's not like that over there. So you can push people around over there and get them to do what you want to do easier. And when they rebel, it's easier to take them down. So what we're watching over there right now is what's going to come over here. But over here, you got to send out them robots that can shoot you down, like in San Francisco. Got it?
The board, everything in the store except Harvest Right freeze dryers, because those things are so expensive to ship. Anyways, we have record COVID infections in China. 412 million people still under lockdown after 3 years. And you know what their record infections are? I think it's like 30,000 people. Okay? 30,000. There were times during the pandemic in the United States where I believe on a daily basis, we were like 4 or 5 times that amount.
So it can't be about no Cyrus. This is about switching over the economy from regular. And see, even our economy, the way that it is right now, how far back is China? It's still people out there living on rice paddies and bartering, and you understand? They have a massive amount of work if they're going to change the whole country into digital, right? And a lot of people are just going to be deleted, as they say.
Just for infections on a daily basis. So, yeah, there's a long way to go down, and that's going to have drastic economic repercussions for us all. They're building these massive COVID detention camps, some of them 250,000 strong.
You think that's for COVID? It's not. Okay? It's for not doing what we want you to do. It's a lockup. It's not about some sickness. This is about, it's about social engineering. Oh, you're not going to do what we tell you to do? Then you come over here. Oh, you're not going to take this C-hip? Oh, well, we got guillotines too, nigga.
Things are massive. Okay, and of course, it's creating a little bit of unrest there. Nothing that's going to get too out of control, but a little bit of unrest, to say the least. Bird flu has exploded to step.
Okay, good enough for this guy. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 would be this guy. So what is he going to say? All right. Blood in the street. Blood in what street? Things are going down where? Okay, they're showing what's going on there. Is this about the bird flu? Is this about CV? No. It's more than that. It's coming here. It ain't about no sickness. Okay? It's about locking you down for not doing what the hell we tell you to do. How hard is that going to be with fools out here with ARs? It's going to be a little harder here. Okay? You got militias. You got militias in China? No, hell no. So it's easier to push people around over there. But see, this is part of the PSYOP to show you what's going on in China. Say that it's something else undercover. Oh, this is about no. Even whatever went down here with CV, right? Wasn't about CV. It was about control. Let's see what this guy's talking about. Okay, hold on. Let me take it back. He usually puts it at the beginning of his dissertation. So, Lockie, bear with me. I know I'm running long, but there's a point to be made.
Is what really dictates how much offensive firepower you will have
to have. See, they talk about guns over here. They can't talk about that in China. You can't have a gun in China unless you're in the military.
It is happening right now. A revolution taking place in China. There are fights against the Chinese Communist Party with people calling for both the president and the country's government to resign.
Why? Because they're forcing them into the new way of doing things. The whole world. Okay, what does the scripture say? He causeth all. China, Iran, Australia. Ask what the hell is going on. In some places, they're openly showing you where this thing is going. But, oh, that ain't happening here in America. Don't you know when it goes down here, it's going to be the battle royale. Okay, that's the only difference. Only difference is going to be harder to do. Not like they're not going to do it or go for it.
There are people out in the streets. Videos and pictures of people lining up for their daily COVID tests with the testers walking around with fully loaded automatic firearms.
Why? Why? If you were afraid to die because of a bug, you'd be in that line because you wanted to stay alive. Why are you being forced at the tip of a gun? Because people know that that's not the reason, right? So they're in their hour of temptation right now. They're being forced to take that C-hip.
Things are definitely heating up in that region, and we have to prepare for whatever disruption China faces will affect America more than any disruption that the Middle East faces, anything happening in Russia and Ukraine. We are, unfortunately, more connected to China through our supply chain and our need for both medicine and other goods than any other country. This is going to be a disaster in the making. I have here our newsletter. This was for October of 2022, and I think that it has some pertinent information for you to read. I want to thank our Patreon members for asking us to read it here. We ran from building to building.
Okay, this was he's going into a make-believe scenario about where things are going. And it will be like that, but not just yet. Now we'll go to Paul and Adrian. So these are all from yesterday. Okay, Canadian Prepper, Skeletor there from Survival, what is it? Something Survival, Full Spectrum. And this is Paul and Adrian. These are all yesterday, all right? And they're all dealing with what? China. Look, protests erupt. Why? It's not about CV. Why are the lockdowns? Lockdowns, sea camps, it's not about a sickness. This is about being forced to move into the future, the digital future, a digital economy. And China's got the most work to do with all those people on them rice paddies. And I'm not attacking them, all right? It's just there's a lot of work to do there as far as getting everybody digital, all right? Let's check out Paul and Adrian.
Streets.
So lock in. This look like a damn Edomite. Let's see. What is he going into?
Going on right now in China. This is making the news. It could be another color revolution in the making, folks. So let's go ahead and get right to the...
What is a color revolution? That's when they go over and install a puppet government. They start an uprising. They fund the opposition, and it's a regime change. All right. Now, under the cover of regime change, what are they doing? Okay. They're bringing in a new economy, a digital economy. Don't be fooled by the buzzwords, okay? Color revolution, yeah, right, okay? What was the color revolution in Libya? Well, Gaddafi was about to use that gold. Oh, no, nigga, you're not going to get that started way back then. Why? Because this thing's going digital, all right? It's going digital. Or we're going to start, Saddam said, we're going to start trading oil in euros. No, you're not. You finna do what we all agreed on, which is to go digital. All right, so color revolution, my ass.
The information here, this is coming in from Pravda. We're going to give you a lot of articles on this morning. Down with Xi Jinping, a color revolution is brewing in China. Protests have erupted in China against the authorities' policy of zero tolerance for the CV-19. The protests have all the hallmarks of a color revolution. So I don't know how many people have seen this, but there's a lot of information coming out right now. It says West in China initiates protest. The protest began on November the 23rd in Jinghao, Henan province, at a factory that makes iPhones for Apple under the auspices of Han Hai Precision Industry, a major Taiwanese electronics company. The enterprise, which employs 600,000 people, was provoked into a riot by poor working conditions and low wages, said sinologist Nikolai Valevo.
Okay, now just look at this. If you are in the spirit and you read this, what you see is a bunch of poor people saying no to the move to a digital economy. Okay? They attacked Apple, right? And what is the Apple logo? Right? It's an apple with a bite being taken as going into the serpent. Okay? Where this thing is going. That's Apple, that's digital, that's computer, right? And these guys are fighting against it. Okay? The poor people, right, are rioting against the move to digital. That's what you see here, right? Now they're disguising it, right? What does this have to do with a Miley Cyrus? This has to do with digital, electronics, phones. What has this got to do with CV? Okay? They're trying to stick it in there. This is about what happened. It says the protest began at a factory that makes iPhones for Apple. Where's CV here? Was provoked into a riot by poor working conditions, poor people and low wages coming against the digital takeover. It says it's not hard to guess that the Apple Assembly from Taiwan was not created here by chance. It is a symbol of the Western presence in the heart of China, its technological power and soft power. This explains it all. Where's CV in this? It's not there. It's the West changing the old country, pushing it to a digital economy. You understand? That's what you see here. They're not fighting over being locked down because of a super bug. No. This is about where the economy is going. Phones. First, you got to use your phone. Then they're going to put that thing inside of you. All right? What does this say? Technological power. Software. Computer C-hip. Software. All right? Oh, and what is this about? Quarantine, because CV has to do with that operating. Oh, you better get in that line and take this injection of the operating system. All right. So that's where this thing is going. All right. So I'm gonna get up off of it. Okay. And I know I'm going long. Same thing in Iran. What's going on in Iran? Okay. They're telling you, oh, well, this is about a hijab. It's about a hijab, but what's going on? You mean Iran is not part of the New World Order? Russia is not part of the New Of course they are. They're going digital. Everybody's going digital. Okay? And people are not having it. That's what the riots are about. The hijab has to do with your social credit score. Oh, you're not going to do what I tell you? They're hiding what's going on. People are not rising up about a hijab. That's been going on there for years. There's something else that they're rising up about. What are they rising up about? They're rising up about this. And I'm going to end it right here. All countries. I don't even have to go to Australia. They know what the hell's going on over there. Is it 16? 13:16. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. Okay? Who's in China? You got some rich people and you got a lot of poor people. Free and bond. You got people over in the sweatshops. To receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell save that he have the charagma or the name of the beast or the number of his name. This is why people are rising up. because they're being forced into a new digital system that requires this. Okay? And this enterprise is not going to come to pass. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect are edified. Don't take it. Here's what we're saying. Don't take the C hip. All right? We with a pure GMS doctrine. All right? And King David, right, is exactly who the elder apostles say he was. Period. All right? So with that, we hope that the elect are edified. You brothers and few sisters, with that, shalom.